All I did was I laundered $500 million in drug money, okay?
$500 million?
Too much money can actually be a problem. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 money laundering schemes in movies and TV.
To conceal the source of money as by channeling it through an intermediary. To conceal the source of money.
Doesn't really help us, Michael.
I can't believe what a bunch of nerds we are. We're looking up money laundering in a dictionary.
For this list, we're counting down any films and television series that featured creative money laundering related operations or storylines.
I got no idea what the I'm dropping off, who the I'm fucking picking up, or what the I'm supposed to meet.
And just so you know, there might be a few spoilers ahead, so spoiler alert.
For obvious reasons, I couldn't wait for your permission. Rest assured, your money is safe.
Number 10, The Corleones, The Godfather Part 2.
My offer is this. Nothing. Not even the fee for the gaming license, which I would appreciate if you would put up personally.
This movie is as much about business management as it is about different perspectives of the gangster world.
Vedi che isso? È uomo scodo. E spiace amici tuoi in questo vicinaggio che sono io.
Don's Michael and his father Vito trade screen time to show how the crime syndicate known as the Corleone family was founded and sustained.
You gotta understand that your father has plans for you. Now, many times, he and I have talked about your future.
Talk to my father about my future.
In Vito's case, it was through the legitimate and successful cover of an olive oil importer. And knowing the mafia biz, it's a fair bet Michael was overseeing some similar operations in his own time, even though he dreamed of cleaning up the family's act.
I'll change. I've learned that I have the strength to change.
Number 9, Dishonor Among Thieves, Heat. Kicking off the plot of this film is an armored car robbery that's particularly clever in the details because the money belongs to, you guessed it, a money launderer.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right.
And these thieves are especially ballsy because they come up with the idea to sell the money back to him.
He's a player, maybe he buys his bonds back from us for 60% of their value, make 40% on top of the 100%. Sell it back to him instead of going to the street, that's an extra $320,000 to you.
But we all know criminals don't always do business the conventional way. Before you know it, things escalate to an ambush and we're embroiled in a cat and mouse revenge plot with the police involved.
If it's between you and some poor bastard whose wife you're gonna turn into a widow, brother, you are going down.
Number 8, Lack of Trust, Made.
So now we're talking money laundering.
Would you tell Peter Jennings to shut the fuck up and listen?
The mafia has the biggest reputation for successful money laundering, so there's no room for error in ensuring the competence of their employees.
What are you talking about?
2 strikes, Bobby. And the second one was big.
Well, somebody clearly forgot to mention that to Mobman Max. This crime comedy is about what happens when down-on-his-luck boxer Bobby is tasked with securing a serious money laundering arrangement.
Do not open these envelopes until you have left the office.
Unfortunately, Bobby lets his overzealous friend Ricky tag along, and needless to say, things don't go great.
I can see the red plug in your fucking barrel. Listen to me. I intentionally make this gun look that way because I'm smart. And I don't want to draw
Number 7, In Plain Sight of the Law, The Firm.
You're not the firm's only concern here. We put you into deals with other clients where they may be very sensitive about exposing their relationships to outside attorneys.
It's pretty creative to hide the illegal operations of the criminal underworld in the books of a law firm. But if any organization is brazen enough to do it, it's the mob.
You think I'm talking about breaking the law?
No, I'm just trying to figure out how far you want it bent.
As far as you can without breaking it.
Newbie associate at Bendini, Lambert & Locke, Mitch McDear is caught between working with the mob or snitching to the FBI due to the morally ambiguous conflict of attorney-client privilege.
You'll privilege information that violates attorney-client confidences, get me disbarred, then testify in open court against the mafia.
Well, unfortunately, Mitch...
Let me ask you something. Are you out of your mind?
You see, he's discovered the details of BL&L's money laundering scheme, which involved overbilling and mail fraud, and must decide how to escape the situation with his life intact.
Mitch, what can I do you for? Have a seat.
Number 6, Strictly Business, The Sopranos.
How are you feeling now?
Good. Fine. Back at work.
Tony Soprano's involvement in the mob's Barone sanitation waste management business makes for an excellent place to hide money in and skim from.
F***ing garbage business.
Yeah, I know. It's all changing.
And is a throwback to the plethora of real-life mafia-owned sanitation services of a few decades ago.
I'm in the waste management business. Everybody immediately assumes you're mobbed up. It's a stereotype, and it's offensive.
Tony also co-owns a pork store and other ventures to help keep their money on the up and up. But a popular one on the show is the mob-owned strip club Bada Bing. That's where the line between clean and dirty money is blurred.
Very smart. Could be major.
Could be as good as garbage. Hey, garbage is our bread and butter.
Number 5, Passing the Buck, House of Cards.
What do you need to know?
Confirm for me the existence of a money laundering scheme.
The second season of this Netflix series is a complicated and scandalous web of money laundering that involves a slighted hotshot political player, a revenge plot, and U.S. relations with China.
Walk me through everything that's going on with China. Fang is in play now. We might be able to use him.
In order to sabotage Frank Underwood's relationship with the Democratic president, influential businessman Raymond Tusk enlists a wealthy Chinese entrepreneur to channel money through native casinos towards Republican campaign fundraisers.
Did you encourage Secretary Duran to offer Fang asylum?
Bill, for God's sakes.
The president could have asked me that question himself.
Like classic whodunit theater, everyone's trying to figure out in which direction to point their finger. And following the blame game is irresistible.
If you repeat allegations enough, again and over and over and over, people start to believe that they're true. That's human nature.
Number 4, banking on success, Scarface.
So, here's to old friends and to new friends.
When you're as rich and successful as Cuban immigrant turned drug kingpin Tony Montana, the best place to launder your money is through a bank itself.
Time is gone. We gotta expand. The whole operation.
That is, if your launderer doesn't try to shake you down for more pay because of an IRS investigation. And then the police investigation doesn't get you incriminated or incarcerated.
Tony, sweetheart, we're not a wholesale operation, we're a legitimate bank. The more cash you give me, the harder it is for me to rinse.
That's a problem, I didn't know.
To let you know how high he rolls, Tony's laundering accusations were for $1.3 million, and his bail was almost 4 times that.
Save your breath. You got nothing on me. You know it, I know it. I'm changing dollar bills, that's all. You wanna waste my time? Okay.
Scarface is a baller.
Close that f***er down.
Number 3, Ratholes and Cash Mules, The Wolf of Wall Street.
You be ferocious. You be relentless. You be telephone fucking terrorist.
Jordan Belfort's overnight success at scamming clueless investors with overvalued penny stocks required precautions when it came to the paper trail.
The only real objection that they have is that they don't trust you guys. And why should they trust you? I mean, look at you, you're a bunch of fucking sleazy salesmen, right?
One such precaution was the use of Ratholes, which was his method of distributing his stock to others, with instructions to let him manipulate it by proxy.
Of the 2 million shares offered for sale, 1 million belonged to me, held in phony accounts by my Ratholes. Now, once the price hit the high teens, you know what, who gives a shit? As always, the point is this.
$22 million in 3 fucking hours!
Aside from his pump and dump scheme, he also smuggled the undeclared income into a Swiss bank account through acquaintances who held the passports that allowed them to travel and deposit for him regularly.
I guess we'll take like 50 trips.
No wonder he made so much money.
Well, we don't work for you, man.
Sweetheart, you have my money taped to your tits. Okay, technically you do work for me.
Number 2, the empire business, Breaking Bad.
Jesse, you asked me if I was in the meth business or the money business. Neither. I'm in the empire business.
Several businesses were potential fronts to cover up Walter White's rise to meth manufacturing crime lord and increased money-making. From a nail salon to laser tag.
Well, you want to stay out of jail, don't you? I mean, you want to keep your money and your freedom. Because I got 3 little letters for you, IRS.
Ultimately, Walt's money-minded wife Skylar convinced him his former place of business was the perfect way to wash their money and some cars. So they purchased the A1 car wash.
Hey, how come you guys always give with the air freshener? I explicitly say I want no air freshener, and every time I drive away smelling like an Alpine whorehouse.
But eventually, Walt's Blue Sky meth was making him so much money, even that wasn't enough.
There is more money here than we could spend in 10 lifetimes. I certainly can't launder it.
He should have done what Gus Fring did. His successful fast food chain, Los Pollos Hermanos, distributed and smuggled both the product and income.
Are you hungry?
We're not here for the chicken.
Before we tumble dry our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
The IBBC's Manhattan branch is the epicenter of its U.S. money laundering operation. Schumer and I were working this case together. Agent Salinger and his department have been assisting us.
We get caught laundering money, we're not going to white-collar resort prison. No. We're going to federal pound-me-in-the-ass prison.
I don't want to go to any prison.
Now, I don't know if the triads paid you to get rid of Tan, or if it was a pure vendetta killing, or if you're involved in the smuggling yourself. But you're off this case. I don't ever want to see you again. Is that clear?
Michael, I know what you're thinking. It's okay. Relax.
Mr. Felgate, where did you want this?
I hate math.
So for your $3 million that we shrunk for you, you get $2 million in clean money back. Less our percentage, $300,000. I'll be delivering these to your dealer.
Number 1, a little off the top, casino.
I was given one of the biggest casinos in Las Vegas to run, the Tangiers, by the only kind of guys that can actually get you that kind of money, $62,700,000.
Everything about this mafia-owned casino is corrupt. From the gaming laws and licenses to the ledgers, executives, and employees.
The guys inside the counting room were all slipped in there to skim the joint dry. They'd do short counts, they'd lose fill slips, they'd even take cash right out of the drop boxes.
Ace Rothstein is sent to run the Tangiers and its money laundering operations.
3 jackpots in 20 minutes? Why didn't you pull the machines? Why didn't you call me?
Well, it happened so quick. 3 guys won. I didn't have a chance to call you.
You see the scam? You didn't see what was going on?
And let's just say the number of dollars the Tangiers makes and the number of dollars the IRS is told the Tangiers makes at tax time are 2 different things.
It's considered leakage. Leakage my balls. I want the guy who's robbing us.
But what sets the business afire are the disputes over skimmed profits.
If you don't have my money for me, I'll crack your head wide open in front of everybody in the bank.
But things fall apart even more when the FBI starts listening in.
Every FBI man across the country had their ears open now.
Because if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. Then do it the way you want. What can I tell you?
Do you agree with our list? Which money laundering schemes did we miss?
You know what I can't figure out? How is it that all these stupid Neanderthal mafia guys can be so good at crime, and smart guys like us can suck so badly at it?
For more top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Having the cash to make it possible. Michael, we're bigger than U.S. Steel.